Okay, so lots going on in the world. I don't watch the news, but you can't help but hear about what's going on with Iran and Israel, and I think all of us in the conspiracy world know that that's not the true people of Israel. I mean, maybe some of them, because we're all kind of mixed up at this point. But most definitely, those who say they aren't, but do lie. So I believe the true ones, based on that verse, don't know who they are, probably. Or if they do, they've got it in their history and their oral traditions, but it's not common knowledge. I think we know, based on books that were written in like the 1800s, like James Adair, History of the Native Americans, and several others. There's like several books that have been written that compare the Native Americans' customs, beliefs, language to Paleo-Hebrew and the original Hebrew language, which apparently the Hebrew they speak now isn't the same. I'm still looking into it, but based on what I have gathered, that's not the correct language, and that's not the correct bloodline. I mean, we know they converted, right? The Khazarians converted to Judaism, and now it's the synagogue of you-know-who, if you read Revelation, right? So, and based on what they believe and their rejection of Jesus, I don't believe we're supposed to be blessing that particular group as a whole. I mean, you can bless people, but I wouldn't be blessing those type of behaviors and beliefs and just their general nation as a whole. I don't think that's what we're called to do at all, based on the Bible and based on a lot that I'm hearing about what the Bible says. And, you know, if you go read the verses they quote, it's like, yeah, you know, I think they lied to us. I think it was sold with the idea, the whole dispensationalist propaganda, that were to bless Israel. But I don't think that was what the Bible actually said. Could be wrong. You tell me. I mean, what do you think we're supposed to be doing? Like, just blessing the people that literally hate the Christians and don't believe in Jesus and talk horrible things about him? We can definitely pray for them, because we want to pray for all people that they believe in Jesus and, you know, have a relationship with him so they'll be saved, right? But like, don't send money over there that we need to support some ungodly actions. Like, this is crazy. Like, they've been prepping us for this for at least, I mean, you know, almost 100 years, at least, you know, maybe not a full 100, but definitely since whatever, the 40s, and maybe even a little before that. But this is all part of the plan. And even though people are waking up, it just might be too late. Just like the boomers, they are like, they wear the Star of Remphan and they're proud of it, and they're like all about it, and there ain't nothing you can tell them to change their mind, because they've already convinced themselves that that's what they should do. And like, they don't even know why, what they're doing. They're just doing what they were told, as usual. And, you know, it's not all boomers. There's a ton of boomers waking up, because I talked to some of them, and they're, you know, good people. But I don't think anybody that doesn't initiate the seeking of truth on their own, I don't think they can be woken up. I mean, how many of you have tried to wake up a family member or a friend or just somebody you've met at, you know, Walmart, just like trying to tell them this, that, and the other, and they're just like, oh yeah, you're right, okay, I'm wrong, you know? No, it doesn't work like that. You've got to have an inkling that something's not right here, unanswered questions, and you got to be curious, and you got to be like, I'm going to research this. And then you basically find YouTube, because you know people can make their own videos, and you're like, cool, so there could be like real people also making their own content and asking the same questions and finding answers, and they might have found answers. Let me see what they have to say. And so we listen to YouTube, and that's why, you know, the latest propaganda is like, oh yeah, these people that just learned all this on YouTube, because they're gonna mock us. They got to come up with their disinformation campaigns. Like, that's what it's all about. They got to discredit us before we wake up a ton more people, you know. So now they think, oh yeah, YouTube's full of a bunch of people that are just lying and trying to deceive, and that is true, but that doesn't mean everybody is. But I bet you they're paying people too, because we got a lot of trolls out there and a lot of probably channels that are definitely in on like discrediting the truths that we're finding out, which I can't say 100% that I'm sure about anything. Like, I have questions about even Little Season. I can't even say I'm 100% sure on that. Like, just like the, main problems other people have with it, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I can come up with an explanation for it, like the stars falling and stuff like that. Well, the Bible says God rolled the sky like a scroll, I believe. And, that doesn't mean he didn't roll it back after that, It doesn't even mean that he didn't put new stars up. I mean, anything's possible. Just because some stars fell, I don't even think he said all the stars. So, that leaves room for different interpretations. And even so, even if all the stars did fall, it's possible they have technology to make it look like there are stars that aren't there. I mean, I don't really believe that, but I mean, is it possible? Sure. Like, anything's possible at this point. We've got enough technology to fake stuff at this point. But, we've been looking at stars for many generations, I think. I don't know, because some of the old pictures seem to be edited based on, Martin Liedtke and his research. I just remember him saying, like, the skies look, what did he call it? Hazy. They always look hazy in the old pictures, and that just could be a photographic anomaly or artifact of old photography. I'm not sure, but it could be that they messed with it, and it could also be that they didn't mess with it and there weren't stars, and maybe the sky was even a different color. Have you heard that the sky used to be pink? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't doubt it. A lot of things have changed over time, so maybe it used to be pink. Maybe it's blue now, because, I don't think the firmament's been rolled back and isn't in place. Like, I wouldn't think so. I don't know. What do you think? I've heard all these things, and I don't know what's true. I just know Jesus said he was returning within their generation. Some of them wouldn't die before he returned with his kingdom. So to me, that just means he came back already. That part's done. But then, the other problems people have with us being in a little season based on videos, debunked videos I've seen. What's their other big thing with it? Oh, the language. They say that in the millennial reign, God restored like an original language. Well, that could have been a language we're still speaking. That could have been English or English, angels, like language of the angels. I don't know. I've heard English is language of the angels. Like, that could be the language he restored. I don't know. Or it could have been Paleo Hebrew, or could have been Hebrew. And I've heard that the Hebrew they're speaking now is more, what's the word? Based on German, so it's like Yiddish. Like, what do you know about that? I'm still delving into that. I'm also delving into who the Native Americans really were and why did they want to get rid of them. Why did they do everything they could to ruin their culture and their roots and reprogram them? They literally had, just like for the rest of the people, they had like camps and schools to re-educate them and get rid of their knowledge and get rid of their language. And they've done that to the Basque too. They tried to get rid of their language, but it didn't work, and they still have it. So I'm just trying to figure it all out and how this all ties together. I also question the Rh negatives, like, who are they and why have they not done more research and released it to the public? Because I know they've done the research, and I know they have the answers, and I know they're censoring it, because I make playlists and I monitor to see like what videos get deleted. I don't do a good job of figuring out which videos were deleted, because you gotta like take so many screenshots. But I can tell you my playlist had like 30 videos in it, and now it has like 2. So they deleted or removed like a ton of videos from that. So there could have just been 1 or 2 things said in those videos, and they're like, scrub that. We can't have people knowing about that. Get it out of here. So I don't know. I don't know what the truth is about it, but I know they're hiding something about it. I don't know what that deep truth is. If you know, let me know, because that is one of my burning questions. Like, who are they, and why are they hiding the truth about that bloodline, blood type? That's a deep rabbit hole that I've never been able to solve. And the other things, I haven't completely solved anything, but I know everything ties together, and it's very interesting to me, and I like to put all the puzzle pieces together, but I don't ever cast anything out, because I can't be 100% certain. I don't think we can in this time, because we're in the season of deception. And that makes sense. That's just another proof that we're in the little season. It's like we can't get a straight answer for anything. I mean, except through the Holy Spirit, right? I mean, but we all have to be tapped in enough for him to confirm truths to us. And I feel like he has in many things, right? And I do feel pretty certain on these things, and he's taken me, a long way. But I mean, I just had that original fire in me to seek truth, because I just didn't trust anyone or anything, and I never did. I was always the one that was like, I have a question, and I would like ask, and they'd be like, I don't know, like, just this, you don't need to know that, you just need to know this for the test. And I'm like, I don't really care about the test. I just want to understand what you're talking about, because if I understand, I'll remember it better, and it'll actually make sense to me, and then I'll be able to retain it. So I would always ask questions, and they would just be like, people would sigh like, oh, she's just wasting our time. We just need to get through this material and need to know like what we need to know for the test, so we can just get out of here and pass and get our degrees and stuff. And I'm like, y'all aren't here to learn? I'm here to learn. I'm paying a lot of money for this. I want to actually like get this. But it didn't take me long to where I was like, okay, I mean, I guess we just give me the study guide. Give me the Cliff's Notes, I guess. We just pass the test. But I was still more prone to want to ask questions. I like to understand, and I'm still that way, especially if they don't have the answers, and I'm like, okay. So we don't know. And if you notice, anytime you learn about any topic, when you get to the like nuts and bolts of it, the answers are, we don't really know. We don't really know why it does this or why this happens, but we know it does. I was like, that's all you got? And we're supposed to trust you and all of your claims? Okay, and I don't think so. Something's going on here. What's going on? I think a lot of it's just lies and propaganda. And they just don't want us to trust our own senses and to like observe the world and to like talk to other people, because we don't trust other people unless they're an expert. And if they're an expert that's not talking about what's mainstream and talking that same talk that they all talk and act like they know, then we're like, oh, he's crazy. And they don't even get hired. Like, if you're not following that mainstream, you won't get hired, you won't get funded, you'll lose your license. I mean, it happens all the time. Like Dr. Jennifer Daniels, like, she knows stuff about the body. She knows how to like pretty much heal basically any ailment and not using pharmaceuticals. I think there might be like one pharmaceutical she's ever claimed was good for a condition, you know, and so she's not that extreme. She's willing to like use what works. And I don't even remember what that one was, but I just remember being like, oh, she actually uses that one. I can't remember what it was for. Anyways, it doesn't matter, but if you ever want to know like how to heal yourself, I don't care what it is, she has the answers, and she is so smart. And she's on like, what is that one? It's not Spotify, but it's a SoundCloud. She's on SoundCloud, and I just like listen to her stuff and I take notes because her stuff works. She knows what she's talking about. And of course they took away her license, and she actually had to move out of the country because they called her a threat, basically, and put her on some kind of list. And so she was like, that's it, I'm out of here. Yeah, and she didn't even do anything wrong. She just wouldn't follow the standard of care with her patients, but she was healing them with natural remedies, some of them very old, some of them that are actually in the 1899 Merck manual listed for every single condition. And I can't even say it, I'm not even allowed to, but if you go listen to her, she talks about it. If you go to her website, I think it's like Vitality Cycles or vitalitycapsules.com, and then she has like a candida cleaner protocol on there. You just put in your email address and you go check out. It's $0 though, but when you check out, she'll send you the document and it tells you exactly how to do the protocol. But you have to follow it exactly, and you have to get the kind that she's talking about. Otherwise, you could mess yourself up. You got to get the right kind, right? But yeah, God gave us everything we need to heal ourselves. And our body, most of the time, I mean, if we're not poisoning it, it heals itself. It's amazing. We don't need doctors or pharmaceuticals. Like, literally the only time I'd ever go to the doctor probably is if I, severed an artery maybe, or, I mean, it would have to be really bad. My life would have to be in danger. Otherwise, I mean, I don't see the purpose, because a lot of the stuff they do makes you worse or gives you a side effect that you don't want, in my opinion, right? I mean, I'll take my kids to certain doctors if they're of the same thinking, which there are some out there now, but they are harder to find. So anyways, yeah, so I'm just thinking through all these things, and I don't know what's going on or what's going to happen, but I don't have a lot of fear, because we knew it was going to get bad. I mean, we've seen this coming. We don't know what's next though, and I'd like to know kind of what's next, but I don't know if we're privy to that information. But these are interesting times. And yeah, I know they've been working up this agenda for a while, so I don't know if it was all about end times and possibly could this be possibly about a fake second coming, because the Christians are waiting for the second coming, the Jews are waiting for or the Christians are waiting for the second coming, the Jews are waiting for a Messiah. So we're kind of waiting on the same thing, just different comings, right? So they could fake some kind of something in that way. I don't know how they would do it though, or how all that would play out. But definitely the alien agenda is going to play in somehow too, because they've been setting us up for that for a while. So yeah, I mean, it just seems like they're going to stage something soon. I mean, I think everybody that's even remotely awake can kind of sense that something is culminating. We don't know exactly what, but we know it's going to be set up, and it's not going to be what is presented to us. But there's going to be a lot of people that are going to believe it, because most people are programmed to just believe what's on the news, even though we know they lie. It's like, at this point, if you're still watching the news, God help you. It's propaganda, all of it. I mean, they even call it what it is. It's like programming. And what, they like require certain countries, like you have to have a television. Like, really? Okay. Even though this thing's like ruined our lives, you want to make sure everyone has one? Well, yeah, because they got to make sure you go with the narrative. They want you watching that thing. They want to tell you what to believe. They want to fill your mind with what they want in there. And the last thing they want is us building communities and figuring stuff out and banding together and becoming independent of the system, which is exactly what I want. I don't want to be dependent on the system at all. My goal is to have a farm and to have animals, so that way none of it even matters, because they can't mess with me. I got food, I got water, I got heat. What are you gonna do? If you got those three things, you're covered. And that's why they have the property tax, just to make sure you always need mammon. You always need a little mammon, so you better be working for the man, which is not fair. But I heard there's like a loophole. Like if you have a family member buried on your property, you can like apply for like cemetery status or something like that and maybe not pay property tax, which would be phenomenal. But I don't have any family members that are, you know, deceased recently, and I think it has to be like immediate family, so I don't have any of those to bury on my property. Is there any other loopholes that you know about to get out of the property tax? Because that sucks. That is like crippling to know that you always need some money, and it sets you up to have to be part of the system, kind of. I'm sure there's a way out. I don't know. I'm trying to watch all the sovereign videos, trying to figure out if there's really a way. Has anybody really actually done it and made it work to where they really don't need the system? Because that would be freaking cool. I heard you can even drive like without a license and without a license plate, and you might get pulled over, but you have to know like what to say, apparently, because technically I think you're allowed to, unless you're a commercial driver. And if you're a commercial driver, then you do need a license. But if you're just a regular driver, you're supposedly you do not have to have a license. That's what somebody said. Like, I don't know, is that true? Does anybody know for sure? I would love to know. I want somebody to make a video that's actually done all this, and more than one person, because like one person, that's not gonna be enough for me to be like, all right, let's do this, you know. I gotta like know, you know. But anyways, it's getting interesting. I don't know what's next, but probably something, because I don't see any country just standing by and letting stuff like that happen without retaliating. Do you? Pretty sure they're probably planning something, but obviously it's all like coordinated. They're all on the same team at the top, right? So it's not like they're not just retaliating. They did this so that they could make it look like it's a back and forth, you know, and we're like against each other, but really we're all on the same team because we're all people, and like the people aren't against the people. It's the governments that are trying to divide and conquer, and that's what they've been doing since forever. So what do? We just pray. We just lean into him and just know that whatever happens, this is temporary, and we'll be out of here soon.